watch any of them, and I don't care.
I'm vengeance.
And hello to this camera, and welcome back.
No, that's whack.
Give me more, man.
And then he goes, fuck. Where were we even going?
Welcome back to another episode of Comics and Cold Ones. Even though we're not a full podcast anymore, we're still putting out regular videos every week. And
Yeah,
today
we are.
we're here pretty much every week. Yeah, I don't think we've missed a week yet.
Oh, absolutely.
We've
Maybe.
strayed
No, we
strayed
definitely-
away from the news and stuff, but
Yeah.
when big things happen, we need to do them.
And today is a big thing as we're reviewing the newest Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
The
Time
first-
for a Comics and Cold Ones review.
View. Ants. Cool.
No spoilers to start.
No, we'll go no spoilers.
okay.
and
Keeping
then
no
we'll take
spoilers
a
for a
deep
little bit.
dive.
Yeah.
We'll throw up a spoiler warning before we do our very deep dive.
I hate when we don't do the spoilers right away because I'm
Then
scared.
you get stressed.
Yeah, I do. It was
Wasn't
Okay.
as bad as everyone says it was.
yeah. Without the spoilers, it didn't deserve the hate that it got
I don't think it did,
at
yeah.
all. At all.
This is the one time we're in agreement on something after a movie. It was a pretty good movie.
It was.
It was probably middle of the road as far as Marvel movies. Like I would put it in the 15.
I'd give it above average.
Yeah.
definitely better than the last few things in Phase 4. Like,
I want to say this. Best thing in Phase 5.
yeah, not even close.
I haven't heard that joke since last year. What? It's better than Love and Thunder, so it's
Yep.
compared to
Yep.
Love and Thunder and the Eternals.
I think it's better than Multiverse of Madness.
I don't know. Yeah, you asked me that. And I don't know that.
I think it is.
Just because I don't remember Multiverse of Madness well, but
It's better than
I don't know.
probably.
Both movies had some times where you're sort of out of it a little bit, but they brought you back in really big.
I think it's better than most of Phase 4.
Multiverse of Madness was more hyped up and didn't deliver. Quantumania,
Yeah.
I think, delivered.
I don't know if it was maybe just like that last minute of like, no, this movie's really bad.
Yeah.
Like going into it, that was like, oh no, and then I was like, oh wait, no, this is this is great.
I know to me, like, I didn't go into this movie, even before the reviews came out, thinking this is going to be an awesome movie. I
Yeah.
just went into the movie going, I can't wait to see Kang kick some ass.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors absolutely delivered.
I
do have some issues with the whole thing there, but we'll get
whole
into
thing.
We'll get into
I
that.
That's a spoiler.
definitely have some problems with the movie.
I have minimal.
I do have problems.
We were saying it's very like it's a very Star Warsy kind of
Feel
movie.
if you like Star Wars, you'll like
your
the movie.
first 40 minutes of the movie, George Lucas directed.
The biggest
Yeah.
complaint I had, or not the biggest complaint, but the biggest thing was like everybody that was on the internet saying this is trash, this is fucking garbage, what is this movie?
Yeah,
If those same people watch Star Wars and liked it, they can't say they hate this movie. It's unfucking fair, and it's because they just want to shit on whatever. I think a lot of people have like a very solid idea in their head of what a Marvel movie should be now.
But an Ant-Man movie's always been different. To me, anyway.
It's very different from the other two.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
extremely.
way better, or not better, but way
It's
different.
my
different.
favorite.
This is your favorite Ant-Man
Definitely
movie?
not.
No,
I would go with the first one, then this one, and then
That's what I'm thinking.
And then
but
the
I
Wasp.
think I have to rewatch the second one, but I think this one is better.
I wasn't a fan
second
of the
one,
other two.
second
so.
one doesn't have like a good villain really.
I was fresh off Ant-Man 1 and 2 going into it.
I thought CGI in this was really good.
It wasn't bad.
Aside from one thing,
No,
which
no,
we'll
no.
get into.
Okay, no, that's not a
That was
spoiler. I
That's
don't
not a
think.
spoiler.
No, because they
Yeah,
showed
no.
it. So
That's fair.
mode. I'll say the two things I have with the CGI because there was, one is obvious. One is MODOK's face.
Yeah.
It's horrendous,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like a running joke through the entire movie. So,
But
like
I-
you just
I-
said, they handled that part.
They
I
handled-
think even with like, you know, like if they're gonna do MODOK, it's got to be silly. It's got to be
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Because that's just how MODOK is. But I feel like even with that, I still think the CGI on him was bad. Like, let alone from it like looking bad because of the design of it. Like, I think also like his face in the suit just looked like bad CGI too.
It was.
Yeah, he was like super like smooth and glossy.
They
and
should have
it-
weathered it a little.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with they're having, like even with the Ironheart suit.
Yeah.
It's just like perfect.
Yeah.
Like add some.
They're spending too much time really taking everything out of something and making it too good.
Yeah.
I liked his suit, like when he had the
When he had the mask
the
on, it was
mask.
really
Yeah,
good.
good
yeah,
look.
I like the whole like, you know,
If they would've just-
like the actual like chair and everything too. I thought a lot of that looked really
If
good.
they would have somehow like formed his face to the mask,
Yeah.
like and made it look more like a person, I think it would have been.
I was
the greatest thing
I was
ever.
thinking they were gonna like maybe like a big like screen or something like that instead of a face, instead of like it's actually his head. It's just like a, you know, more like Zola kind of thing
Yeah,
where
I
it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
screen
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
just projected through it.
That
Like
would've
that,
been
I think
cool.
that would have been a bit better. But I mean, a lot of people also would have been like, "That's not motive." You know, give me
Yeah.
the floating head. Give me
Yeah.
this stupid big head.
I don't
He
know.
wa- and he was.
I enjoyed him.
Yeah.
All
What was your other thing? You wanted to?
Well, do you want to do it now or?
No, because this isn't a spoiler.
Okay.
It's the entire back of the quantum realm,
What do you mean the back of it?
so, like the backdrop all the
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's just, so this was a TikTok, so I'm stealing the description for this. It looked very flat.
Yeah.
Like there was no depth to it.
Yeah.
It just looked like a very detailed
like
canvas.
big time green screen,
Yeah.
like kind of
Well,
thing.
yeah,
but
and-
it looked good, but
Yeah,
just
but it
flat.
just-
yeah.
like it
And
looked
it-
realistic.
And I
just-
think that's like because they this is just like all movies now. They started using it's like LED screens. They started with the Mandalorian, and
oh,
now
you're talking
everybody
about,
does
like,
it.
yeah, like the moving around.
Yeah. And I think everything does it now. Like if you watch Love and Thunder, it's
yeah.
really fucking noticeable in that.
I'll say that I really enjoyed. I wish the supporting cast got a bit more to do. Like, Janet.
Bill Murray super underutilized in
Yeah,
this.
big time.
I mean, he was not in this for as much as I could add him in
I'm
for.
pretty sure he was in the trailer more than he was in the movie.
Yeah,
Secured the
he
bag,
was,
though.
He was not around long in this.
I think they just had to use somebody that was like same age as Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah,
and why not get like
like a
Bill
oh,
Murray?
what?
Yeah, like oh my God, Michael Murray.
And Bill Murray just loves doing stupid cameos
was-
and
yeah.
things, so he was probably like, "Oh yes."
Janet was really good though. Like her whole story
Yeah.
thing. But
Jonathan Majors, of course,
Jonathan
killed
Majors
it.
was
Absolutely
great.
crushed. Yeah, he did a really good job.
the relationship between Cassie and Scott was awesome.
I found
I enjoyed it very much.
No, yeah, but I found dialogue in this super clunky at times, man. I feel like this was.
Do you got an example? Because that was one of the things I wanted to
I will in the spoilers,
Okay.
but there was just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of like Ant-Man's dialogue seemed just like out of character for him for some of it, and it was just I don't know. Like some of it just didn't
say.
land
Right,
for me.
Yeah.
I didn't find jokes too bad in this.
They didn't go over the top,
Yeah,
which is good.
I didn't feel like there were too many moments of like, shut up.
No, there wasn't.
There were some for sure.
There
There was one that I'll get into.
I can't even remember what it was, but there was one specific one that had happened. And I was just like, no,
Yeah,
and that was the only time. Like with Thor, it was constant.
it was like, oh my god, shut up.
But there was only one in this movie where I was like, you shouldn't have been a joke.
Yeah,
And I can't even remember what the fuck it was.
And I'm glad they sort of kept it back because Paul Rudd is a comedic actor. I
Yeah.
thought they were going to just push jokes and push
Yeah.
jokes, and they didn't, which was probably trying to change him a little bit too out of that.
Mhm.
Just everyone seeing him as the funny guy and trying to see him as more of a serious or like Marvel hero again.
Paul Rudd gonna Paul
Yeah.
Rudd. Yeah. One of the major Catherine Newton
yeah.
as Cassie was one of the her dialogue specifically was one of the
Yeah.
things people were like bashing on,
I
and
found a lot of her stuff.
I was trying to
pretty
pay attention to it, and there wasn't a whole lot where I was like,
I thought
this
she
is
did
terrible.
I thought she did.
That's
really,
why I want examples. Like
bad. But
I
you can
can't remember.
But like you can
Yeah.
do good with bad dialogue. Still.
Yeah.
Like I just I don't know. I mean some of it was like you know how there's like main villain bad guy like dialogue stuff like from video games. So I will
Yeah.
destroy you. It's like I feel like we had that a lot of the time, but for the heroes, we had a lot of dialogue that was like that. Like I don't know. I'm trying to not do spoilers right now with this. But
I will say, like, I thought she was a good part of the movie. Like, personally,
yeah.
and she brought something to the character which made me actually interested in Cassie.
Now,
Like,
this might be something we might dive deeper onto the spoiler-free review or the spoiler review. But is Cassie now just one of the smarter people in the MCU?
Apparently,
Yeah, well,
because
I didn't like that.
yeah.
Right out the
out of
gate, she
nowhere.
was like she had the
I mean, we can
she had
talk about it
mastered.
because that's in the trailer.
Yeah,
But
she had
she-
it mastered.
She is smart in the comics. She's really
Yeah, but
smart
she's
in the comic.
Hank Pym level smart. At the
But out
start
of
this
nowhere,
movie.
it was
like
just like-
smarter than Hank Pym.
Yeah.
It went from the
Peanut.
age doesn't make sense either, at all.
It kind of does.
No, it doesn't.
Did
Her
they say
age
how
has
old she
jumped
is?
too much.
She's
No,
in
it
high
doesn't.
school.
Oh.
She's in high school.
I don't think it said that, does it?
Yeah, because they make the comment about
But
when
she
she
was
goes to jail. Oh. Spoiler.
Whatever. That's not
It's
a
in the first
major
It's
thing.
in the first like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought she was 18. I don't know if that was just something in the movie that.
Yeah, that was
I
you.
think that's you wishing.
Yeah.
When I got really hopeful. No, you know what? That's, this is why I don't like the spoiler-free
yeah.
shit.
Well,
we don't
anyway.
have too much.
The age thing isn't fully clarified, and I didn't like it, and I don't think it makes sense entirely.
this was definitely, I think, the silliest thing that they've made. I think this is the silliest Marvel movie.
Really?
You think?
What's sillier than
Love
this?
and Thunder.
Like, what do you mean by silly? Is
But
what I-
Cammy's
Love,
purposely silly.
Love
I
and
think.
Thunder was. I feel like Love and Thunder was silly to a point where it was like I don't find Love and Thunder was as silly as much as it was just like not serious. Like it took everything, nothing. There was no serious moments to it. There was, a lot of jokes constantly.
The goats.
Thor,
Thor.
but like Thor has the goats in the thing, and we were all excited for the goats because the goats were going to be cool.
Yeah.
So I don't find the goats as silly, except for the fact that they were screaming the entire time.
Yeah.
But I think like with this, it was like there was just shit that you go, okay, that's like objectively, this is a silly thing that's happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's one thing I want to mention, but I think it would be a spoiler, so I don't want to. We can bleep this part out.
Just save it. Just save it for a minute.
Yeah.
Just.
It's just so silly, and it made me laugh. I know Garrett didn't like this part.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm on with the silliness. But I just like if you, I think this is the least like, I know like some of my friends like Corey, he's like super, like I need to watch a grounded movie. I need to watch I'll watch The Godfather and Scarface, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would never.
somebody
be
like-
And if I showed him this, he'd probably throw up.
Yeah. That's fair. I get that.
I'd say this is like the most out there too. Like,
Yeah.
Well, a
This
lot
is-
of the comparisons were like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said Kevin Feige saw an episode of Rick and Morty and was like, "Gimme,"
Give me that.
and that's a pretty good comparison if you ask me.
Yeah, but with that, if like you enjoy Marvel and you're okay with like having some silly stuff, whatever. If you're already like into the universe, you've watched all the rest of them. You're not like I don't think the
You're not skipping
the
this
concept of this one is going to take you out of it. I think it's just to look at it as like a solo movie.
Yeah.
It's a very silly thing.
Well, we compared it very like start of this to Star Wars, and at the time that was a very out there movie,
Yeah.
and that's just how Marvel movies are now.
Yeah.
But this is like the step you have to take to get to where we're going.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you-
Which
This-
that's what I.
This is what you had to do, and I'm trying not to spoil it, but this was necessary in order to get to where we're heading in the story arc.
And it was a good thing they did it in the quantum realm, where all that silliness they can now throw aside if they had to, because it's just in there,
Yeah.
and it
Yes.
doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a main part of everything else.
If the movie took place like in Earth or on a regular planet, like in the universe, I would probably hate it.
yeah.
But it's in a place where like nothing here
anything
makes
goes.
sense.
It's
It's like basically a free for all and they make it a point to say like this is what do they call it, a microverse outside
Yeah.
of our universe and space and time, and everything works different. Like
yeah.
And
anything does go.
the way
I got-
time works, we
Good.
can, if we have to go back to the quantum realm because of Ant-Man, it can be a completely different place again, and they can do whatever
Yeah.
the hell they want.
Yeah.
So,
Because this was just like
They said there's multiple universes
Yeah.
within
Within it,
the
yeah.
quantum
Yeah.
realm, so there's like
we
this was just one of them.
Yeah, if
So,
they never want to touch on that, like that silliness factor again, they don't have to, which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah. Let's. Oh well, yeah. What were you saying?
I'll wait.
good. Let's get into the
no.
meat.
Let's right quick. Let's just give like what we would rate it
Out of 10,
out of 10 before we go into spoilers.
I would give it like a 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking a high 6. I think.
6,
I think
8
that's
to 7.2 is where I'm going.
7 even.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a 6.9.
damn you fine.
Yeah, I think it's 6.9. Definitely not like the what I think it's like a 48
43.
or something.
It's probably
right now.
getting lower
Yeah.
as more critics.
But
But
the audience score
is high
huge
because
on it.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Listen, so, like a 6/8 probably general pool.
Yeah.
Is it certified? Is it certified cold?
I think that's sort of. I don't know if that's.
I don't know if it's-
I don't know.
It's
Cold?
Rocky Mountain Blue, but is it certified cold?
You might have to sit. You might have.
I think it's chilled.
It might
I
have
think
to.
it's chilled. I don't know if I
it
don't
might
think
have
it's
to sit-
certified
it
cold.
might have to
Is
sit
this
in
our
the
first
freezer
chilled?
for a bit.
Yeah, like it's like you'll drink it, but like it could be colder.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
I think this also solidifies the. I saw this TikTok too, of like, Marvel is now just making a long TV series.
Yeah.
Like this, like
Yeah. it's-
like all the movies. This is just TV now. Like with how they're doing it.
What do you mean?
Like it's no longer a movie. It's a series of movies. This is just like a new form of like TV. but long.
Yeah. And most of the movies you can cut up into 3 episodes or something. Like a lot of times, and
Yeah.
they can still fit very easily.
And I'll say I kind of agree with her because spoilers now in 3, 2, 1.
Thank God.
This is the first time that they've post credits set up a TV show, a Disney Plus show, right? Is this not where they've
No, because
from the movie to the show? I
What?
believe this is
From the
so.
movie to the show.
from movie to show. I believe this is the first post credit to go
no,
like,
Black Widow with Valentina.
no,
that wasn't doing a show.
that's
though.
not. That
You
doesn't
don't
set
think it
up a
was
show.
the
That's
Hawkeye, I guess,
sets up
but-
a character.
I guess so.
This is direct.
But it's the
end-
it's the Hawkeye poster she hands her in the end credits of Black Widow. Or
Oh yeah.
What you're saying, that, like Loki, that's probably a scene directly from Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue.
Yeah.
And,
But I get what you're saying.
and
Yeah.
what you're saying set up that Yelena was going to be in Hawkeye,
Yeah.
because that wasn't even the main thing. Like that wasn't the main story. That was
Yeah.
just
But that
Side
was
quest?
the
I don't know.
that was the first
Side quest.
teaser we got for Loki season 2, like official teaser.
Yeah.
It's a straight up teaser because we see.
So let's
right there.
let's dive into some spoiler things.
oh my God, thank God. I like that Paul Rudd narrated the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the end he was going to be reading another book, like the way that he
Like
was
writing a
at
book?
the first.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I really liked the narrating in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where,
Where
it
he's
was-
questioning
where
himself?
he's like, he's walking, everything's fine, and then it's like, wait a minute, and then it starts clicking.
He said everyone was going to die,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but people say crazy things.
like
I'm probably fine.
because I like
And then
that,
it comes back to it.
Yeah.
that's almost like if you don't understand that, like Kang will come back. That
Yeah.
kind of like foreshadows that like man's not done.
Yeah.
Like he's back, and if you stayed through both post credit scenes, he's far from done.
Well,
We did the count on it, and Jonathan Majors, has like as Kang. Just this year, he will for sure have 2 with Ant-Man and
Oh,
Loki.
movies?
Yeah.
Or projects?
Yeah,
I think I
Um,
say characters because I
like-
say he's done like fucking.
Yeah,
6.
he's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a lot in Hollywood too.
Yeah.
We did
yeah,
that
he's
count, too.
man's on the rise right now.
Yeah.
I think it was like 6 or 7
He has
movies.
6 things coming out
yeah,
this
and
year.
he had
yeah.
one come. Had one come out the very end of last year.
Mhm.
So, as far as I know, because Marvel's kind of reevaluating their life right now, because
Yeah,
the Marvels
moving
just got delayed.
everything around.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of delays coming.
Yeah.
Get ready for it.
You got delayed, but we have a date.
For what? Oh, the Marvels.
Marvels,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
We just meant Marvel in general.
Yeah.
yeah, they're a lot of things are gonna get delayed. Secret Wars is not coming out.
Yeah. Anyway.
2025.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Yes,
that's enough
anyway.
of that.
Yeah, it's like, because if you don't know who Kang is, and
It's a
then
lot,
you see
like-
him in the end, like what happens, and then you watch the post credits, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
What in the name
And then
of
you
God?
see the second one, you're gonna be like, I don't understand what is happening.
And man, that's when I was watching the second one and I was going, this
thing
is
is, though-
silly.
Yeah.
Like-
This is silly.
The Victor Time, he looked like the Nutty Professor.
Well, both of the post credits were
Yeah.
were silly. When you're
Wait,
sitting there like
Unobjective. If you
Rama
didn't-
Tut comes out and you're like, and I was sitting there, I was like, there's people in the theater that are laughing, and I was
Yeah.
like,
I get
rightfully
it.
so.
Yeah,
But,
but
like-
Pharaoh just came out.
Yeah, Pharaoh, fucking Immortus, and
Scarlet Centurion.
and he's like got the little lisp on when he's talking with one. He's like, which is, I mean,
He's
he's doing a
playing
good
them all
job
different,
of
it's
acting
great.
them differently. But I
His
just,
fucking acting range.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I was like, this is a funny thing.
Before we jump into like how good he is acting, I do want to say though, we already got the tease before all this of there's that many Kang.
Yeah,
In Loki.
In Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was already set up for the people that didn't know who Kang was to do a little bit of research because we've seen the Conqueror statue. He said, "I've been known by many names."
Yeah,
But
It's
there's
already
like, I know like what you're saying. There's people that saw that and they went, "What is going on here?"
what?
I saw that and I was like, this, like you said, it is silly. Because Ramatot comes out first, I think.
Yeah, Ramatot is
Ramatot
first,
was
and
the
then
most
it's
the
recognizable.
fucking Pharaoh comes
Yeah.
out.
They're like, "That's
looking
our
like
god."
something out of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And that's just, silly goofy. But anyway, how many? 1, 2.
How many Kangs have we gotten?
How many different
Like,
acting
Well, there was those three: the Conqueror,
But then-
He Who Remains,
I just mean in this movie. Just like
and
the
then
different.
and then the 100 of fucking
Yeah.
hundreds in
So-
the crowd.
So he had to play like Kang.
But like
on uniform.
everyone else aside from like those main three and the Conqueror were all pretty much like the same, just like cheering.
yeah,
a lot of them were dressed.
There's
similar.
one that's different that we.
There
picked
a
up.
number of them were different.
You're talking
but,
physical appearance.
Yeah,
though.
but like
this is-
acting wise,
yeah.
they were all pretty much the same.
Well, we
aside
even
from
got
those
like
four.
when we seen the flashbacks of him and Janet.
Yeah.
Like that was a completely
different one.
acting for Kang.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
more of a
person.
just
Like
normal
that-
person as he was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Kang the Conqueror
Yeah.
acting
Yeah,
as
Yeah.
Kang.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he fucking flipped
got-
the switch, and then he was full on Conqueror, and then he was Ramatot, and then he was Immortus, and then he was. In one movie, he played like 4. And then Victor Timely.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did 5 different.
And then I would
styles.
say 6 from also like being a crowd member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of them are like the biggest versions of Kang. He
Yeah.
cracked them all out in one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only
they
one
did.
he missed was Iron Lad. Was
Yeah.
like
But
for like
that-
the big ones.
Yeah.
He'll-
Only one he hasn't
I feel
played
like
yet.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's not bringing that in
No,
because
no.
he's supposed to be the good
Yeah,
Kang.
definitely. It fully makes sense why he wasn't there
Yeah.
because he wouldn't be on that
he wouldn't be
squadron.
cheering with the council Kang.
Yeah.
So good. He was the best part. Definitely the best acting.
He was really good.
He was probably my favorite part of the entire movie.
I have a major issue with the fact that quotation mark Kang is our big bad of this next phase, and he gets bodied by a fucking army of ants.
I don't.
I do.
I have no
as
I have a
well.
big
I
issue.
do.
Who-
I was like,
Who bodied Thanos?
Wanda.
The whole Avengers squad, the strongest Avengers.
Yeah, but it
Wanda.
wasn't a bunch of million-year-old ants.
It doesn't. I don't. It's,
that was another thing that was like this.
They were
this is-
technologically advanced.
This is extremely silly. When
That
Hank
part I
Hank
was-
Pym was like, "Oh yeah, these ants have somehow lived thousands of years. They've advanced beyond our
Yeah.
understanding." I was going,
I don't know.
Hank, my man, I love it, but this is so ridiculous.
I thought he was really out of character.
Yeah.
Like you said, Paul Rudd Scott was. I thought.
I didn't find Paul Rudd Scott Lang was.
dialogue.
I thought his dialogue was really strange for him.
Yeah,
Hank is just turning into a silly old man.
that's what I didn't like.
Yeah.
As soon as the first appearance was the
dinner scene.
dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
right,
saved $8.
right away he was
Saved $8
definitely
yeah.
written.
He's a
I
grandfather.
thought that was kind of like. That seems Hank. He seems a little senile, kind of
Yeah.
like crotchety. He's like, I'm not paying fucking
not paying.
$22 for a pizza.
Yeah, it's small. I'm just.
Just make it bigger.
He's just a silly old grandfather right now.
Yeah,
He's
and
embracing that his
that's-
time with his granddaughter.
I
I have some problems. One being no one died.
agree with that.
Nobody died.
I thought.
I thought Hank was going down when
Yeah.
that ship was
when he had
the-
when he
Oh.
had that moment like where the ants came out
Oh yeah.
because that was a really cool.
Yeah.
I liked that, but I thought he was getting wiped there,
Yeah.
There's
and
one
they didn't.
one thing at the very end, and I know we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, that's all right.
But at the very end of the movie, I think it just could have been a better ending.
The final fight thing.
If Scott and Hope couldn't get back right away.
Yeah. I thought that
Like,
was
they
kind of
gave us
cheap.
that just, oh my
They
god.
closed the portal and it's like,
what
oh fuck, we're
happened?
stuck.
And then Cassie just
They're like,
press
oh, let's
a
go.
button, I'm back.
Well, I mean, they did know. To be fair, they
Yeah.
established right in the beginning,
Yeah.
like
she can do
Um,
it. But I thought like maybe the machine could have got broke and then she had to rebuild and then
Yeah.
next movie you bring them back.
Another
Like, give us a
another
little
problem that I had. They really stressed the whole. Oh, down in the quantum realm, time works differently. It's not quite the same. And then they
And-
came out at the end. There was no
change.
problem. They came out of the quantum
And it
realm
was-
and everything was fine. Like it wasn't years later. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't in
But-
the past.
in Endgame, when 5 years pass, he's only down there for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So realistically,
Yeah, I
like
know,
how
but-
long were they actually down there?
They were down there long enough to start a rebellion, and
They didn't
beat-
start one. That was already established.
Yeah, but they gave a big. Cassie was a reason that rebellion got a big push, and they took him.
I would say like that movie is real time
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
2 hours, so that should be 2 years then.
Not
No.
necessarily,
The inverse.
because there's
Or no.
No,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
right on
Yeah.
Because he was down there for 5 hours for him, and it
Yeah.
was 5 years, so 2 years should
Fair.
have passed.
And that's what I mean. Like they didn't. They I don't know, stress it a number of times, and they've showed us consistently in older movies. You know, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Endgame, and then he came out and it was like, no, that didn't happen this time.
One thing that Janet says, and I noticed it as soon as she said it, she's talking about all the areas of the quantum realm,
Mm-hmm.
and she says the void, and that's where Loki, when you get pruned, that's where whatchamacallit,
Oh yeah.
that's where they go.
Did you also?
So I guess that's in the quantum
the
realm.
part that I
Yeah.
like just of them connecting things is when Kang shows all the time stream. It's the exact one that He Who Remains shows.
Oh, yeah.
as the brand.
that's
as the
gonna.
branch.
I think that's gonna be an ongoing.
Yeah, it's
it's
gonna
like
be
the
like a
exact branch, and
consistent-
it's just
yeah.
a nice
Visual.
callback.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the dialogue I felt like when Ant-Man turned massive and was like running towards like the tower or
Towards,
whatever.
Chronopolis.
Like he had that big speech like, we had a deal, our word is our bond, and it was like
Oh, that
it
was.
wasn't,
yeah.
but it wasn't like, it was silly, but it wasn't phrased like a joke. Like he was saying it all like super
angry.
serious
Yeah.
and angry, and I was like,
But
this is such a weird dialogue right now.
When he said that, I was genuinely trying to think like if there was something earlier
If
in the
it's
movie
connecting
like
to
that.
that,
No,
yeah,
like
but-
there was like Kang said that exact line or
Yeah.
something. And I'm
No.
like, I don't think this was ever said.
Yeah, I thought
He's-
like that
yeah,
was weird.
That
and-
was. You're
and
right.
I thought Cassie.
Cassie
like,
going big 2 times. Didn't like
Well,
that.
No,
I did not
Ca-
like that.
Cassie's big fucking speech over the hologram
intercom?
thing. I thought that was terrible too.
Yeah.
But she's a kid.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. It was like some fucking like some like Spy Kids shit.
I
Which I've also seen a lot of references
Yeah.
in the comparison of Spy Kids to this, and I find that super funny.
think of it like this though. Like that was her big like, let's say Captain America speech.
Big
'Cause
hero.
every speech in the MCU was Captain America usually.
Yeah.
So compare his, who's like has his shit together,
But
knows
I-
what to say, and
But I
this is
thought
like
I thought it sucked in a way that was like rather than it being like she doesn't know what she's talking about and that's why it sucks. It was like, no, she knows what she's talking about, but
doesn't know how to
it's-
phrase it.
But it
Yeah.
just still sucks.
yeah. No, I took it as like a kid trying to like.
I know, but I didn't get the like. I didn't get that she doesn't know what she's talking about vibe. I got more that the writers don't know what they're talking about vibe.
Fair.
And one thing Garrett like just mentioned there, and that I already mentioned a little before, I think they just pushed Cassie too quick because like she went giant twice, no drawbacks.
Didn't like
She's
that.
Yeah.
the
I'm okay with the
smartest-
first
one. Of the
one.
smartest people in the movie. The first one worked because she did faint a little bit, but then she just went giant again, no problem at
Yeah.
all. And then she's also now one of the smartest people. Are they pushing her too quickly?
And it was a totally different
One
way.
more.
Like when they did it in Civil War,
He does it with.
it was like he did that
reversed.
himself.
Yeah,
like,
but
there was a
that's-
thing on the suit that was
But
was what
that's
was
how he did
intended
it the
for.
first time in the subatomic, or when he went subatomic. He had the grow thing and he put it in the pack, and Ant-Man won.
When he.
That's how
Oh
he-
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't know. I like that they with Scott though. He just became Giant Man pretty much in that movie.
I
Yeah.
like that.
And they used it. They used him really well as Giant
Yeah.
Man.
Every time he was big, I've really enjoyed that.
You're gonna have like Cassie now, who can go small quick. Wasp, make him go big more.
They
Yeah.
Just to separate him a
Just
little
to
more.
keep like
They
the
shouldn't even have put like
uniqueness.
Yeah.
the Wasp title on this movie because
She's not in it much.
She's not.
No,
She's
but
got a
I think
whole lot.
that's just like how
It is
what
now.
what they changed the franchise.
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
But-
it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What-
Yeah, it's taken.
what
over.
so a thought that I saw on TikTok is the
A
first
thought that oh, never mind.
was the first one was called Ant-Man because it was all about him. Second one was Ant-Man and the Wasp because it was the two of them. The third one they said it should have been Hope and Janet that got stuck in the quantum realm, and then it would have been Ant-Man, the old Ant-Man and the Wasp, running the Quantumania.
I think people are just reading too much into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
what
just a
people.
stupid
That's
thing.
what Marvel fans do.
Yeah, which is Pathetic. Grow up.
Bro, we're sitting here on
We
a
do
podcast.
the same.
Don't take things so goddamn serious. Holy fuck.
With Cassie having a suit the whole movie, I was just really hoping, like, because we seen Darren Cross, that Hank would have somehow had the Wasp suit and just
The Ant-Man
like,
suit?
No,
for Darren.
he would have had the Yellow Jacket. Like, he would have rebuilt the Yellow Jacket suit. We would have seen Hank as Yellow Jacket. in
We
a big moment.
we do get a glimpse of the Yellow Jacket helmet when
Yeah.
it shows MODOK getting saved by Kang,
Yeah.
and it's there. So
Yeah, that's I was just hoping. Like, it would have been cool to see him
I
as
guess
Yellow
that
Jacket.
makes sense why it was there in fucking what's it called?
the Void?
In the void.
Yeah.
Damn.
some connectivity in the MCU.
That was good actually. What was I gonna say? Cassie. Why didn't she just put on her suit when she first got into the quantum realm?
I think it was dumb.
That was dumb.
That was
dumb.
it was a hiding thing, but
But like you're like relax.
Yeah.
You know, like
Already-
you're in a different universe fighting against and you're being like kidnapped by aliens and
Yeah.
you're still
Hey,
like
man.
I don't want my dad to know I have a suit.
She already
That's what
told him
happens-
she had a suit at the start
Yeah,
of the movie.
until there's a war. And it's like I was
That's what
like
happens when you're a
fucking
kid,
put it on, man.
because she
She was like not wearing it for so long. I was like, is she not gonna have a suit in this? Are they gonna have to like get her a suit? And then she just like
she puts it on.
the
to say-
war started breaking out and she just put it on and went, you fuck. What look what are you doing?
So I do think like she's around 16 or 17, like we said,
Yeah.
because she said she was 6 in Ant-Man, the first one.
I'm not getting into the age
No,
thing.
no
It's-
point.
It's
No point.
annoying and it's wrong.
Yeah.
Is the whole thing. It's
She's
very
6 in Ant-Man, but then there's Civil War, and then after Civil War,
And then there's a 5-year
we
blip.
really don't know
well,
what
after
time
Civil War,
we're
then
in.
Ant-Man
Then
2,
she should
and
be
then,
like
and then there's a blip,
13,
and then
and she looks like she's 25.
and then how long has it been since the blip? We don't know, so just fucking I'm not even gonna try.
No, it's useless.
I like that she's like kind of doing what her father did at the start, though.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Kind of like trying to help people and stuff like that, and going to jail.
Yeah, I feel like Scott was getting some shit though. He was getting shit on a lot in this.
Yeah.
Like his daughter's like, "What are you doing to help?" And he's
'Cause-
like, "Fuck, Mike, chill, man. I literally just saved the universe."
It must be a decent chunk of time if he already read a book,
Has a
has
podcast.
a podcast,
Wrote.
has a publishing tour, wrote, I don't know.
That's not a word.
Is on like red carpets and stuff. Like it has to be a
Hope's
somewhat
on the
decent time.
red carpet. It's not Scott.
But if she's doing
Power
so much
couple,
more
bro.
too, she rebuilt a company. That's not happening in 1 year. That's
Yeah.
a couple years.
Yeah. I mean, even like I don't know. I feel like Cassie was a little hard on Scott.
I think
I feel like everyone was.
I think the point they
Yeah.
were trying to get across was that he's not doing Ant-Man regularly,
Yeah, he's not Ant-Man.
and
in a whole
they
bunch.
probably should have. There was probably a better way to demonstrate that, and
But they. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
because it was just like
I think it was kind of
You
trying
know.
to show how like a little bit self-centered that he
Yeah.
become.
yeah, like now he's just using it for clout.
And he listens to himself in the car. Like that was.
I like that.
Yeah.
Am I a baby forever?
Am I Hulk's baby?
That was funny.
Yeah, it was all, there was parts that were just.
There's
bleh.
the one line that Hank says where he's like, "I read your book, Scott," and I was
Every
like,
goddamn.
and I'm
word.
like, that is so fucking terrible. Like,
No, I like
thought that was
I
funny.
like
I
that.
hated that.
You gotta watch out for the little guy. You read my book? Every goddamn word.
Because that's like that's an Ant-Man story.
Yeah.
And that's Hank
He
is
is
an
Ant-Man.
egotistical person. Like, why would
Yeah.
you want to read about?
I was kind of thinking he was gonna be like, "No, that's all you keep saying it."
Yeah.
I was sort of at that. I thought there was going to be could have been more of me, like
Yeah.
something like him.
There
being,
was-
well, I am Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The couple problems I have is that they kind of like showed Kang's power off when the first scene you see him, where he's just kind of, "You're on the wall now,"
Yeah.
and
then
then
he
they
doesn't
just
really do that much
and then they
again.
just nerf him completely.
Yeah, he was. Well, I do
Oh,
I do
he-
get what you mean because he was like, "Oh yeah, well, your daughter, I'm gonna just crush her with my mind," and then it turned later into I got beams,
So
rather than anything else, and it was. Yeah.
you can go first. I see you have something to say.
He
I don't know,
disagrees with the nerf.
Yeah.
He lost to ants,
Well,
bro.
I have an idea of
There's a lot
why
of ants.
the ending he might
A
have
lot
been
of
nerfed.
ants. A lot of big. Listen, man. If you fought the same amount of ants, but they were normal, regular-sized ants,
It would be
you
an
would
issue.
lose.
Oh, I'd lose.
You would lose to regular, normal-sized ants of today's world if you fought the same amount that he did.
If you
So
go,
him fighting giant futuristic ants
my
isn't that bad.
My issue is that you're trying to establish him as the big bad
I know.
for the next arc, and he loses to fucking ants.
If you go back to the end of one of our videos we just did recently, our game show, that we can see that ants are so much stronger than a normal person, and they fucked him up
plug.
so bad. Yes, I'm gonna plug our things,
Yeah.
but
That-
also at the end when Kang did lose, his suit's gone, and it was shown pretty quick into the movie that that's where all of his power.
But he
is.
lost
The power
his, he
comes
lost
from
his
the power
suit.
comes from the chair.
No, it's the suit,
It came from the suit.
It comes from the chair.
He got the
No.
suit from the chair.
and the chair
And
was
then,
then
and
gone.
then the chair was, he wasn't
The
using the
suit
chair,
gave him
and it
enough
was the
power.
suit.
Yeah, but he gets it because the chair's powered.
Yeah, but
No, because he built everything he had without the chair being powered. He built
That chair?
he built all of the quantum realm, like his whole army, without the chair being powered, because he had the suit.
the suit gives him the
Michelle Pfeiffer specifically says, "I
Is
gave
it?
him the suit, and it was, and at that point, it was already too much."
Okay.
and you see like the suit is gone pretty much at the end of it. He had one
Because
arm
of the ants.
because of the ants. But that's why Ant-Man, I think, was able to beat him.
He didn't beat him.
He
Yeah,
beat
he
him.
bet him. He did beat
Man,
him.
he fucking crossed him up with combos.
Yeah, yeah,
He did Creed 3 training
He
and
was
filmed
doing-
that
he
scene
was
together.
Creed-
He was boxing him
yeah.
up.
He was creeding him up for
There
sure.
were shots he took on him, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god!"
At
Yeah.
one moment, I'm like, is he gonna kill him? Is he just gonna
He
stomp
should,
his
like,
head into the
He
ground
was
right now?
feeding him biscuits.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
To me,
I thought he was gonna like close the portal or something somehow, like Scott was, to be
Yeah.
like, we just both need to lose, and then
I thought that.
then like
exactly.
just trap them both there.
I wish that fight scene went on for so much longer.
Yeah,
was a good fight scene.
He was
not a lot of fight
piecing
scenes
him
in that
up.
movie.
there was a
no,
lot.
because like how many fight scenes can you have with
No.
a dude that grows 6 feet tall, a
Yeah.
dude that
Their
conquered the
CGI
whole
budget's only so
universe.
much.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. I wish they had that scene go on
Yeah.
for long because that was just straight.
I also called the whole thing with the, well, not so much called it, but you guys were saying like, oh, it's gonna be all the variants of him when he's in the probability thing or whatever.
Probability problem.
And he's
But it was just different hymns.
That
not,
was
not
silly.
variants, but
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins, that was so
it
silly.
was silly, but I liked it, man. I was
It was
like,
silly, but it was
I-
good silly.
like when he first showed up, I was like, that's stupid. But then like later when they were both running,
What am I even doing here?
What am I doing here? He's just running.
I did find it kind of cool that when Darren asks him how are
Yeah,
you doing this?
how are you doing that?
Because we all want the same thing. We all
Mhm.
want like what's best for Cassie,
Yeah.
and that to me was a cool moment.
Wholesome, if you will.
I had the whatchamacallit was voiced by
David, however you say his last
yeah,
name.
I can't say his last name.
The whatchamacallit?
The blobby thing.
the
drink
man
the-
with no
drink the
holes.
juice.
Oh, yeah.
Man with no holes. Yeah,
My
David,
favorite
I don't
character
know.
in the movie.
From what?
that he plays whatchamacallit in Ant-Man 1 and 2, the Russian guy.
He's not Russian.
No, but he's Russian in Ant-Man 1 and 2.
He's not Russian.
Oh, like
Oh, yeah,
like
Baba Yaga.
fucking what's it
Baba
called?
Yaga.
Yeah, like the Spot guy or
Polka
whatever.
Dot
From,
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he voiced the
David, I don't know how you say his last
yeah,
name.
he's got a wild last name.
He voiced the blob.
The little
man-
blobby?
I was
yeah.
a big
Bev
fan
or-
of the
or
guy with
Bev.
no holes.
I knew the second like he was like, I don't have any holes. I was like, he's gonna get a hole later and he's gonna be pumped
It's
about
gonna be
it.
a moment.
And
Yeah.
that's why I liked it. I
Yeah.
have holes.
As soon as he started getting shot a bunch, I was like, he's gonna be pumped. He's got a bunch of holes in him now.
Yeah, that was stupid.
The mind power guy, the mind reading guy was kind of cool too.
Everybody was convinced going
was
into
Reed
that movie
Richards.
was Reed Richards.
Oh
Because
yeah.
they didn't give him a character name until the movie came out, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, that's Reed.
Most
He's in
of-
the quantum realm, that's Reed.
Most of the characters down there are just like
We'll never see again.
Yeah.
they literally don't have names. They just
Broccoli Man.
they made them up themselves.
Come in.
Broccoli Man hitting on Hope.
It was, yeah, there were some parts of that movie that were just outrageous.
They were
They
silly.
literally
for sure.
recreated
Hard
the
pill to
Star Wars
swallow.
canteen. the same
your
to-
buildings
yeah.
are alive. Yours are dead.
Yours are dead? I thought that was funny.
That was a good one. It was like there was some good comedy in it.
Some good comedy, some bad comedy.
Jokes were good, actually.
I don't know.
Too much
See the
MODOK, like the way too silly MODOK.
Yeah, if there's one takeaway, don't believe any of the reviews. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's better than Love and Thunder. I like the Eternals, so
It's better than the Eternals. I
hard to
think.
say. It's definitely more entertaining than the Eternals.
It's a different kind of movie. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone should have died. That's the only thing.
Someone
like-
should have died.
Like the
or got
stakes.
stuck.
At least.
Died or sucked. There should have been some sort of negative consequences after this, aside from
Kang's coming.
The Kangs are
Well,
coming.
no, there was one negative consequence. Scott was now recognized as the ant guy and had to pay for his coffee.
Yeah, that is true.
$12.
You're
for
the
a
bug
coffee.
man.
That wrong bug.
Wrong bug. $12.
The Stan Lee stand-in cameo.
Yeah, literally.
Do we think that you touched on it before we started that this version of Kang is going to become the Beyonder?
I don't know. I think that was a theory I saw. It's a little far-fetched.
It's not that far fetched.
I think
Well, the thing that is out there in the universe is that Secret Wars will be a thing between the Beyonder, but the Beyonder is a Kang variant. It's not the Beyonder.
yeah.
So that's why people are now saying this one that got fucking yeeted into wherever
Space and
will
time.
be the Beyonder.
Yeah. So the thing is now is we've just essentially beaten Kang the Conqueror. So Kang Dynasty rolls around. Who's our big bad of the Kangs? Are we getting like a Mortis as
Well,
the main Kang, or is I would have assumed Kang the Conqueror was going to be the one that was
Now, there could be another
the
Kang
problem.
that steps up and becomes the new Conqueror.
that's a possibility.
I think so too, but like it's just
Do you really think there's only
why set up this one as Kang the Conqueror just to kill him and then make a new Kang the Conqueror?
to give Ant-Man something big?
It's not like
I know, but I don't think Ant-Man deserves something this big.
But you want to start Phase 5 off huge, making everyone think Ant-Man just destroyed the big bad.
I don't think that's huge. I think you just confuse the fuck out of the casual fan.
Well, that's why I think they did it.
I think you
Marvel
could, yeah.
does
the,
quit
depending on what they do.
the narrating at the end where it was like, wait a minute.
They said something bad was
Like
going
that
on.
will, if you didn't know, like, it's going to be confusing, I think.
Also, he might not be dead.
That's what I'm thinking.
He might not be.
I'm thinking he's not dead, and he just got sucked up into something.
Into his
Because this
shit.
was a multiverse core was what they
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
could go to a
you know,
different
getting
universe.
sucked up into it, I would assume will probably spit you out somewhere else.
We're also like assumed to believe that the world Loki goes to first in Loki is Kang the Conqueror's world by that statue.
And that is like, yeah. So there is you think that there's a Kang the Conqueror that Loki's going to have,
be
and
damned.
they are currently investigating some sort of Kang variant
Yeah.
with being Arthur
Well,
Timely.
yeah.
That
Victor Timely.
Victor Timely.
makes it seem like Loki believes he is the Beyond.
Yeah, and he's like, that's the guy. That's
Yeah.
him.
There's an infinite number of versions of this man.
Yeah.
he's a Nexus being the
I
exact
just
same
I just
as
find I
Wanda.
just think it'll be weird if they refer to this one as Kang the Conqueror and then they get a new Kang
Version.
the Conqueror.
Yeah.
No, I'd say
I feel like it's this one and he just got sent somewhere else.
Yeah.
This also gives him a reason to go to Earth.
Yeah. This specifically
cause
like, hey
shit.
Ant-Man, you fuck.
you fuck.
I'm gonna take you out
And everyone's
first.
like, what did Ant-Man do?
There was a moment where, when they first meet and he's like, "You're an Avenger. If I killed you before, you're not the one
Yeah.
with the hammer."
Oh, that's Thor.
Because he never says his actual name, right? Like Scott never says that he's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But then, in like a couple minutes later, he refers to him as Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I felt like this is me just being overanalyzing, I think. But the fact that he knew, I was kind of like, you know this dude. You just want
Yeah.
to fuck with him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, later on too, he was like,
'Cause, like,
"You
what-
talk to
Yeah,
ants."
like he knew.
Yeah, he knows like
But now that is a good thing. It's also a very easy, and I'm just playing the other side to this. It's very easy that MODOK, Darren Cross, just goes, "Oh, I know that guy," and told them their history, and that's how he knows.
That is true too. Because he did. Darren was looking. He was specifically looking for Cassie's signal,
Yeah.
yeah.
and he got it and brought them in. And then he was even like, "If anybody
Yeah.
can steal that thing back,
It's
it'll be
Scott,
him."
yeah.
So he definitely.
Yeah. He is a
probably
career
informed on
criminal
everything.
and can be small.
Yeah.
The scene where MODOK starts speaking when they're all first together, and he goes yeet,
Yeah.
and he says, "Don't speak
Yeah. Don't speak when I'm here.
when I'm in the room."
When I'm in the room. Yeah. That was great.
Like, see, they show so much of his power, and then we don't get to see it
Because
anymore.
you can't keep showing the exact
No.
same thing.
You also can't. They didn't want to kill Ant-Man. So
Like
you
now,
can't-
it
Could've killed someone.
It shows that like he can do whatever you want. What's that called? Telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
So he can do that. Then he has his fucking
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
he's a man of many talents.
Yeah.
He's a man of every
Appreciate it.
talent.
Fuck,
So
man, he was
like
so good.
we're not gonna get him for a while. Well, we'll get him in Loki.
You'll get him in a couple months.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
like-
Loki.
What did you guys? Or sorry, you finish your.
That was,
your
just,
thought.
that was all I was saying.
You're not gonna get him for a bit. What did you guys think of the MODOK switch?
What do you mean?
Like
Where he-
where he was
full
like,
character
I'm not a dick.
That's
Didn't like
stupid.
that.
Bad.
No.
Didn't like
Terrible.
that. That was silly.
See,
Yeah.
Not silly. That was just
well,
stupid.
we did get a dead character actually. We just
Yeah,
did
MODOK.
Yeah, MODOK. the
Someone
guy
that we already-
introduced.
He's
Yeah.
not the character I want to see dead, but there's so much MODOK can do.
No, he's done. He's out. He's
I'm
out.
I'm
Don't-
fine.
don't
I'm
even-
fine with him
Well,
coming and
because
going
he's so
because
silly, I
because
guess.
he's so
You gotta-
stupid and you can only make him work in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
You can't
But
have him floating around Earth.
I think having the switch of
I'm not.
I'm Darren. I think that was
Silly.
pretty bad.
I'm not Darren. I am MODOK.
And-
I think they could have just left it at like him getting the fucking piss
Work.
beat out of him and
Yeah.
then just
was
going
it.
like, don't be a fucking dick, you know,
Yeah.
and like that, and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then he
There-
just died then.
They just turned him into a sympathetic character,
Yeah.
like
That we
they
don't
tried
sym-
to
that we
like,
don't
quickly do
sympathize
that.
with.
Yeah, but it was he did have a funny death with the whole. At least I died in Avenger.
Oh yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
were a brother to
you
me.
were a brother to me.
puts
for
his
sure.
little hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're brothers. Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
did
thought that was funny.
I did like-
and I'm fine with them being silly with his death because fuck him and
Yeah.
I don't care
But
about.
I did like the first time they show him where Cassie just immediately goes, "Oh, that's the B guy."
But when he gets introduced, man, he actually looks like a badass.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
when you first show him,
And then the face.
and then the
came
face just ruins it.
Yeah.
Like
But they did a good job of not always having the face. They put
But
the-
they took
overplayed
it up a
Yeah.
lot though, man. Because I specifically recognized it because anytime his face was on screen, the fucking group of kids behind us started laughing.
And then when they had his
Damn
moment,
children.
when they did the moment you're talking
Yeah.
about, all the kids like they were. Aww, that's sad. No, the fuck it isn't. Come on, you're just hormonal because you're 13.
I thought it was a little sad when he was like, "Look at me though, I'm a dick," you know, like it's already too late. I was like, that's kind of sad.
my
But at the
thought
same
was-
time, I was like, no, but you should die.
should die.
I don't know. All in all, I think we can put a bow on this and
Yeah, I think
wrap
so
it up.
too. Definitely
Go watch it.
Check it out and decide for yourself because
Yes.
the audience scores are loving it. Just the critics, I can kind of
It's-
see where they're coming from.
Don't
Where-
go in expecting fucking
A masterpiece.
Infinity War, Endgame, The Winter Soldier, whatever.
But don't go in thinking you're gonna have a shit time because
Yeah.
it is a good movie, I think.
I
and-
went in saying it was going to be shitty.
I thought so
and
too.
I-
I
and
did too.
immediately
And it turned
my,
out to be
my,
okay.
my going into this movie, I was like, if it's a bad movie, I know Jonathan Majors is going to be good.
Yeah.
And the main reason, before anything, like before it got its reviews, the main reason I wanted to see this movie was because I wanted to see him as Kang. It delivered, and then everything else was just good.
If you can somehow go into this movie with like a clean slate, just not thinking anything about it, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
It's pretty hard to
absolutely.
do that, but if you can, you'll enjoy the movie, I believe,
Yeah.
pretty well.
I feel like I might have enjoyed it more because I thought it was going to be really bad.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, "It's bad,
so bad,
it sucks, not good."
And then it wasn't.
Everything I
Yeah.
saw on it was like, "This movie is not
If
good."
people said it was going to be a great movie, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it that much. It's
Yeah.
just how opinions get changed.
But yeah, I really did enjoy it, and I think it's definitely worth the watch. If
It
you haven't seen
absolutely-
anything else of Marvel, do not watch this.
Don't start with
Do
this
not
one.
start with this.
If you like Star Wars and Avatar and Rick and Morty, then you might like this.
yeah, you gotta
Ease.
ease into this.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what? It sets up Kang for the next two
Ever.
phases
Yeah.
because he will. Next two phases. That's right.
And it
And you're gonna need to watch this to kind of understand.
Yeah.
do, and it
what the
says
fuck
doesn't it
is
say
about
at the
to
end
happen.
credits that Kang will
Kang
return?
will return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I like that too. That it said that not Ant-Man will return.
Yeah.
There you go. That might be the sign to King the Conqueror will be back.
But they're all Kang.
But they're all Kang.
But he is the Kang.
But
The
they're
other
all
ones
Kang.
are Kang.
His-
Take us home, Glenn.
Yeah, we're getting out.
All right, everyone. For anyone who stuck through the whole video, hope you enjoyed. And if you just watched the first part and skip to the very end, well, go enjoy the movie and give us a follow. Like, you can find us here on YouTube or on Instagram and TikTok at Comics and Cold Ones. We're posting videos regularly, YouTube videos at least once a week, and give us a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and have a good time.
Bye, guys.